Okay, game. This is Betsy. Hi everyone! I am back for another endometriosis video, as promised.
Sinalit na yung laptop. Cellphone mo, din sinan.
Sorry. Ulit. Ayun. Hi everyone! I'm back for another endometriosis video. My name is Leng. I am a resource speaker, I am a trainer, I'm a consultant, I am a daughter, a sister, a wife, and I am going to be a mother. Now I want to clarify that. That's the first thing I'd like to do today. I would like to clarify because some people from my last video assumed that I am pregnant. Please know that I am not pregnant. Not yet, anyway. And I really want to be. I really want to get pregnant. I want to give my husband a kid or kids someday. And we've been trying for a couple of years. We have not been successful, but I'm sure that that time will come. Talking about our long wait, that is because of my condition, which is endometriosis, and that's actually the main point of today's video. Today, I'd like to share with you some facts about endometriosis because conceiving a child is not very easy to do for me right now because of my condition, which is endometriosis. I have mentioned in the first video that I released, I will be releasing a number of videos about endometriosis. And today I'd like to start with 6 facts about endometriosis. Before I talk about what it is, the signs and symptoms and diagnosis and all of those things, I'd like to give you 6 short facts about endometriosis and how I and most women with endometriosis relate to them. Fact number 1. Endometriosis affects 10% of women worldwide. 10%. That means 176 million women in the world are suffering endless pains every month, or at least every time they get their period. That also means approximately 10 million Filipino women. It's crazy, isn't it? And yes, I am one of the 10. Fact number 2. About 30 to 50% of these women with endometriosis may experience infertility or difficulty conceiving. Present. Yep, I'm one of those people. My husband and I got married in 2015 and it is now 2018 and we have not been successful in conceiving. And one of the reasons why that is happening is because of endometriosis. I have an endometrioma, which is the cyst that grows in my ovary. And as you know, ovaries produce eggs. So if there's a cyst inside my ovary, that puts a little damper in my egg's ability to produce healthy eggs, therefore me having trouble conceiving a child. Now, here's my dilemma. The pain has gotten so bad that the cyst has to be removed. But the doctor advised against it because the cyst is just about 2 centimeters big. But if they remove the cyst, there's also a danger of affecting the ovary even more, making conceiving even more difficult. So that's the problem. And another is I have low egg reserve count. So if they remove the cyst and negatively affect the ovary, then my slim chances of getting pregnant may be reduced to 0. So there. But I'm going to talk about that in detail in another video. Let's go to fact number 3. 7.5 years, or 7 years and 6 months. That is the average amount of time that it'll take before a woman is diagnosed correctly with endometriosis. And I can relate to that. I first thought these were just painful periods. I started getting really bad periods in 2010, earlier than that actually. Around 2009, 2010. And I didn't really go to the doctor because I thought that period pains were normal. A lot of women would talk about dysmenorrhea or cramps and all of that. So when I had mine, I thought I just had it worse than other women and I could just, take some meds, suck it up and move on. So that was it. And I was diagnosed with polycystic ovaries in 2008. And in 2009, I suffered really bad period pains to the point that I couldn't walk. Traveling in a car was difficult for me because whenever the car would go over a speed bump, it would be quite painful for me. I couldn't walk fast because heavy steps would jar my uterus and would just bring me so much pain. But I endured all of those years because I thought that was normal. Until 2015, where the periods got really, really bad that I couldn't go to work. I would be rushed to the ER. There was even one time when I was rushed to the hospital screaming and yelling because the pain got so bad. And I was in the hospital for about 4 days. And the diagnosis was inflamed fallopian tube. But they couldn't tell me why it was inflamed. They just said that it was inflamed. That was 2016. I went to another doctor a few months after I was hospitalized. He told me that the cyst was gone, and then we were trying to work on us getting pregnant, only to be hospitalized again after a few months. That was when I was diagnosed with endometriosis and a few adhesions. Adhesions are like scar tissues that would like pull your organs together and make them stick to each other, which can get really, really bad. So 7.5 years sounds accurate because it took me about, my bad pain started in 2009 and it's now 2018. So it's just about right, But you can imagine the number of years that I suffered because I just thought it was, it was bad period. I wish I knew earlier. Fact number 4. Fact number 4 is the number 27. According to studies, 27 is the average age that a woman is diagnosed with endometriosis. Average. Some women are lucky, they are diagnosed at the young age of 15. Some women weren't very lucky, they were diagnosed at the age of 49. So it takes about, on average, 27 years old for a woman before a woman is diagnosed with endometriosis. I was one of the not so lucky ones because I was diagnosed with endometriosis at 32. Fact number 5. Fact number 5 about endometriosis is the number 68%. That is the average number of women with endometriosis who were initially misdiagnosed. 68% of these women were diagnosed with different diseases, different conditions before it was finally confirmed that it was endometriosis. And these conditions can be irritable bowel syndrome, adenomyosis, and all other conditions which I can't remember right now. I can relate to that as well because I was told that it was just an inflamed fallopian tube, but they couldn't tell me why it happened. 2 years before I was diagnosed with endometriosis, I was told that I had a cyst in my ovary, but the doctor didn't say that it was endometriosis. She just had me tested for cancer and all of that, and then she said, well, it's not growing, so we'll just monitor the cyst every 3 months, but she never said anything about endometriosis. Fact number 6. And the number is 82%. 82% of women with endometriosis at times are unable to carry out day-to-day activities because of the pain. And this is something that I can really, really understand and I can relate to, because I myself have missed out on a number of activities and events with friends and family because of the pain. I missed some graduation ceremonies, school activities. I missed dates with my cousins and with my friends. I missed spending time with my family, with my mom and my dad because of endometriosis, because the pain can get so bad that the mere action of walking would hurt. Like, I couldn't even lift a leg to take a step because lifting a leg would prompt you to clench your abdominal muscles, and that would hurt like a lot. And of the 167 or 176 million women in the world with endometriosis, 86% of these women are unable to carry out day-to-day activities because of the pain. Me. So, if you know someone who has endometriosis, please give them a hug, give them a big hug. And on their birthday, the best thing to give them would be a hot water bag. The one that can be plugged in. Actually, I have a lot of hot water bags. I have the old school one where you put water in it. I have another one that you plug in, and I have a hand warmer which you can plug in using a USB cable right here. So you just plug this in and it'll light up right here on the side, and then it takes about 10 minutes to warm up, and you can just put it over your tummy like that. It's great for those who travel. So to wrap up, I just shared with you 6 facts about endometriosis in the women who suffer from it. 1 out of 10 women has endometriosis. That's 176 million women in the world. 30 to 50% of women with endometriosis suffer infertility. 3, 7.5 years is the average amount of time that it takes a woman to be diagnosed correctly with endometriosis. 4, 27 years old is the average age that a woman is diagnosed with endometriosis. 5, 68% of women with endometriosis were initially misdiagnosed. 6, 82% of women with endometriosis are unable to carry out day-to-day activities because of the pain brought about by endometriosis. Give these women a hug, I'm telling you, they deserve it. That's it for me today. If you have questions about endometriosis, please send me your questions or use the hashtag Leng Speaks Endo. I shall read through your questions and answer them. In my next video, I will be talking about what is endometriosis, how does it happen, and the causes of endometriosis. Please share the video to educate women who are going through what I am going through and what 176 million people are going through, and also share this to people who are related to women, because who knows, maybe their loved one is also suffering from endometriosis. I'll also be talking about the signs and symptoms of endometriosis, so if you or anyone you know are experiencing the same symptoms, please consult an OB. Right? I'll see you in my next video. Thank you, everyone.